Behind me here is the area that we used to have the fish pond. This was a typical farm pond in Thailand, and we decided after a few years that we didn't actually want to keep it. We were running short of water. The supply was very low one year and we couldn't really justify it just for keeping some fish. So we gave the fish away and got a backhoe in to level the land for us. So the land just down here behind me was the same level as where I'm standing now originally, and we pushed all of that land into the pond and then some from the other side as well. And we're happy that we've done that because it's given us another huge piece of land to use. The soil's absolutely rubbish. We're working hard at really fixing that up because most of it has been deep underground for a long time, so there's no organic matter. I think it's quite alkaline and it's a bit of a struggle to get anything growing there, but we've got a cacti down there. I've planted some bamboo as well, and just working on getting that. But we're very happy that as we were building, we decided that we would be working hard on the gardens to really establish the garden, because we love gardening and we wanted to get it to a point as soon as possible that we could really enjoy it. And now you can hardly see the house when you're down here. It's the dry season now, so the trees don't have as many leaves, but at the peak of the wet season you can hardly see the house at all. It's been a long time since I spent New Year's Day doing my garden, but that's what I did yesterday. It was a fantastic day, just enjoying working around here, getting more done on the land so that it can be looking as good as possible as soon as possible. So just thought I might have a bit of a walk around and share with you a little bit of how it's looking. We'll start down the back here. So we're at the very back of the section. You can see the small stream down there. It's got a lot of water in it still. And then here, the bananas and some of the hardy grass that we planted in there right at the beginning. That's looking really nice in the evening light. And then earlier today I was clearing around the base of the slumyai tree. It had a lot of leaves piled up around it, and yeah, the leaves piled up around somewhere is a pretty good location for snakes and all sorts of other critters, so we moved those. And then down here, a few of these areas here and here, it had eroded away a bit, so I've just packed that in with a bunch of discarded concrete and then filled it in with soil. And then the leaves that I'd moved from under the lumyai tree are now along here, and then another pile up there. So the ones down here are just going to help keep the leaves down, keep the weeds down, and fertilise the ground for us as they break down. And the other ones will leave just piled up over here. We don't do much over here at the moment, so it's out of harm's way. The pond's looking really nice. The reflection of that lumyai tree in it, it's beautiful. So peaceful down here. And the fish that we put in the pond when they were pretty small are all growing well. Amazing how big they're getting so fast, but we do feed them, so they enjoy that. There's a bunch of tiny little fish in there that don't seem to grow any bigger than they are, but the carp that we bought and put in the pond a while ago have grown to probably 10 times the size or more of what they were. So from where the fish are happy there, we've got our very own rice field happening over here, growing on top of the compost. The rice has started sprouting, and the compost heap steams nicely in the morning. It's reduced to about half the height that it was, so that's good. It means it's breaking down and doing its thing. Hopefully there's thousands of worms in there by now. I'm not sure. Doesn't seem to be many worms on the property. I think it's possibly because there's been so much chemical used on the land. And this is our pile of firewood that I've just been relocating from around the property. That's been some fairly hard and sweaty work to move all that down here. and the next job with that, of course, will be to cut it up and stack it down, probably down there alongside of the side of my shed. The bamboo that we've planted is looking pretty good, and the reason it's all looking so good, she's just over there watering it all. We've got pomelo trees here that are growing fantastically well. So much new growth on them. It's almost like they'd not been moved, that they'd just been growing here all the time, but having been in a pot for a couple of years and then moved, they're obviously enjoying it. But you can see she takes good care of them. And then all of these plants here are from our porch. It took me 2 truckloads to bring all the plants. There wasn't much else to fit in the truck. There's some there and there's some further up at the front of the section as well. So we're just waiting for the house to be finished before we locate these. Some of them will stay in pots, but some of them are way too big for their pots, so we'll eventually put them in the ground when all the earthworks around the house are complete. Teams of builders that have been so diligent and hard-working and hardly ever taking a day off have been missing for the last 3 or 4 days. I've had time off over New Year's, and there's just been a skeleton crew of 3 here today. Another couple have come to pick them up just before the end of the day, and they're finishing off a bit more. It's looking good, but I dare say in the next couple of weeks it's going to change a lot more. We'll get some colour on under the eaves and on that fascia there. And then I'm not sure exactly when the windows and the doors are going to come in, but I'm looking forward to that, because that'll make it quite a lot different to look at. But we're very happy with everything still. It's wonderful. It's starting to feel more like a home now. We're getting kitchen counters and a little bar outside. This is just outside the kitchen, so we've got a breakfast bar, a counter there. The guys upstairs have been busy doing the finishing on the walls, the spray sealant that they're putting on the cement. There's a lot being done, and then through inside here, the wall here that's been finished, we'll leave that as an exposed brick wall, and they've done a really lovely job of that. It looks fantastic. And then inside the bathrooms we've got partitions and area for the wash hand basin. It's all happening. There's lots been going on these last couple of days. And we've even got a bed. And still hauling some sand up here, putting it in the just to fill in that little cavity there by the bay window. And then in our bathrooms I've finished the walls right up there, and guys will be coming back in the next day or two to put the jib up on the ceiling. So it's all looking good. It's always wonderful to turn up and see how much has been done, even in the last couple of days that we haven't been here. Seeing the various teams, there's 3 different teams of guys here today working hard, and seeing all the counters in. There was none in the other day when we left, and most of them are there now. And so just discussing to add some other little bits and pieces, a few extras and things like that. And these guys are very compliant, very happy to help and to do what we're asking them to do, which is it's not too much, but I would have expected a few more headaches than we've had. We really haven't had anything major, anything difficult, or anything that's caused a problem. That's wonderful. Our contractor has just been so fantastically helpful all the way along that nothing seems to be a problem with Kunui. So if you're in and around Chiang Mai and you need a good builder, we know the best one. Somewhere in our planning we decided that we'd put in a lot of built-in countertops, so we've got one out here outside and it opens up with this nice window here. That was a little bit of fun trying to describe to the contractors what I wanted. Even my wife wasn't quite sure, but when it's done it was fantastic, and we get a lot of comments about the originality of this little feature. And then inside we have more built-in counters, so these are concrete counters and they have served us well. So we've got a countertop and then a shelf inside all around in the inside kitchen, and then also in our outside kitchen here. I added the sliding doors a little bit later. They're kind of a bit of a makeshift thing. I'm not a cabinet maker, but they were a cost-effective way of just keeping the stuff there hidden out of the line of eyesight from customers when we had customers come in. They fit well with the overall feel of our home, so we're happy with those. We're happy that we've done that, and it was just one more thing that we didn't have to really mess with additional carpentry or woodworking or cabinet making as we were building the house. When we moved in, they were already there, and then I added the doors a little bit later. I'm still doing a little bit of work. I've still got some progress to make on these things, but as we've settled in, as we've lived in the home for a while, we're much more equipped to make decisions about what will fit our lifestyle and what we really want. So having the built-in counters was a great choice. To continue watching our building process here at Suan Sook, please watch this video next.